Good morning, Madam Chairman. Senate Bill 1165 is the legislation that would repeal Virginia's death penalty. And I'm not going to focus on the policy very much, and mostly just going to focus on the fiscal piece of it. But the basic, in terms of the framework of the bill, it basically changes the terminology in the code from capital murder to aggravated murder. It commutes the sentence of two individuals who are currently on death row to life in prison. It removes all the references to the Capital Defender Service throughout the code, and it eliminates authority for lethal injection and the electric chair in the bill. So in terms of the fiscal impact, what that means is that it theoretically causes a $77,000 fiscal impact to the state for having to feed and house two individuals for the rest of their life. There's also the impact is for the Capital Defender Service, which the state currently spends $3.9 million a year for, I think, 29 employees. The $3.9 million, I would just note, by the way, does not include the cost that the state incurs on either expert witnesses or trial expenses, which I believe come out of a different funding source. It does not include the savings associated with freeing up attorneys general who have to litigate these matters on appeal or otherwise. It also doesn't reflect the savings associated with police, judges, clerks, prosecutors, or jurors, which are all expenses that are incurred every time one of these prosecutions happens, and also to some extent on appeal. With regard to the fiscal impact, the Capital Defender Service includes some of the best lawyers that we have within the Indigent Defense Council, and so I think there's obviously some decisions that have to be made about what to do with those people if we take this step and where they should go. I think the IDC would like to keep the money within the IDC if possible and reprogram those people to other areas, but that's a decision that this committee is going to have to make, I guess, in the budget process if we follow this policy. And I also have introduced a budget amendment under item 48-1S, which eliminates the Capital Defender Service, just to footnote that for you all during that process. But that's basically what the bill does, and that's what the fiscal side of it does, and I'm happy to try and answer any questions. I know that Maria Jankowski with the IDC is on the line, I believe, to answer any questions the committee might have.
Okay, are there questions?
Yeah.
Senator Sassler.
That doesn't do away with life without possibility of parole for certain murders, right?
No, the bill would commute the two men who are currently on death row to life in prison without parole, and that's explicit in the enactment clause of the bill.
Right.
Madam Chair,
Senator Norman.
trying to be objective about this otherwise unworthy bill, I would say I think it's more of a policy discussion than a fiscal discussion.
At this point, yeah. Are there any further questions or comments? Senator Edwards.
I always figured abolishing the death penalty would save money because it's very expensive to, on both sides, to push a death penalty case, and the stress on both sides is enormous. I'm confident that this will save money to the Commonwealth. Does anybody have any rough estimate about that?
Every bill is offered by Amanda Chase.
With every bill offered by
April.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, Senator Edwards, I believe Senator Surovell already mentioned, but there is the possibility of either savings or reallocation under some of the Capital Defender offices. I think that amount is $3.9 million annually.
Does anybody have any estimate? I mean, I'm confident you're going to save a lot of money because it's very expensive to take these cases on both sides.
Madam Chair? Madam Chair?
Yes, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are always differences in the numbers reported as to how much it costs to maintain an inmate in a correctional facility. You know, you hear from 30-something thousand to 40-something, 50-something thousand. You hear different estimates, but the actual direct costs of what it costs to feed, house, the electricity they use, the medicine that they take, the medical services they need, is a much lower figure. I'm not sure what it is currently in the Commonwealth. When I served as juvenile justice director, it was somewhere in the $6,000 to $7,000 range. So just keep in mind that the net cost, which includes the operation of the prison, all the overhead, the running of the central office, all of those things are incorporated into a dollar figure per prisoner, but the actual direct costs are much lower. So therefore, we are not spending as much as one would think on a death row prisoner, and it will be a savings as opposed to the cost of all of the litigation that goes into a death penalty case. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on this bill? Okay, is there a motion on the bill?
Support.
It's been moved and seconded that the bill be reported. Please record your vote.
Senator Vogel, how do you vote?
Senator Vogel votes aye.
Ayes 12, noes 4.
Ayes 12, noes 4. The bill's reported.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.